So we'll now see the application of partial differentiation to evaluate the errors and to approximate certain functions. So let us first understand how do we do that. So if we suppose f of xy to be a continuous function, so this is given to be a continuous function of the two variables x and y, and if we say dx and dy are the corresponding increments in x and y. Increments in x and y, that means you have just variated or shifted the values of x and y. So what would be the new value of x and y? Then we say then the new value of the function f of xy would be f of x plus dx and y plus dy. So that means whenever you change x with this small increment x plus dx and y with this y plus dy, so your function's value is going to change. So whatever is the difference in these two function values, y plus dy minus f of xy, so we call that to be df using the Taylor series expansion. How do you obtain this from the Taylor series expansion? If you notice that, what is your Taylor series expansion about some function? So f of x plus h, what was your h? H was the increment in x, so now it is dx. So let me write dx here, dx, and y plus dy. So this expression would be equal to f of x comma y plus the value of h, which was dx here, right? And then the partial derivative of f with respect to x, and then dy, because the increment in y is dy, and then del f by del y, right? And then so on, the higher order terms, the second order terms. So here in this series, Taylor series expansion, if we neglect the higher order terms, and if we assume this dx and dy to be very small, so what would be this quantity? We know this del f by del x into dx plus del f by del y into dy, this is the complete derivative of the given function f. So this is the complete derivative of the function. So we can replace this quantity by df here, so that's why you obtain this particular expression. So from here we have noticed that what is this? This was the corresponding error. So your error in the function is denoted by df. So if you calculate the complete derivative of the function, so that means you are basically calculating the error in the corresponding function. So in order to calculate, thus to calculate error, f of x plus dx, y plus dy minus f of xy, we compute df, that is the complete derivative of f. And if we wanted to calculate the relative error, what is this error? This error is the absolute error. It has the same units or whatever is your function is representing. So this is the absolute error. So if we wanted to calculate the relative error, we just have to divide this error df by the function itself. So this is what we have to do, right? Okay, so let me write it here. So it is df by f this is the relative error. And if you wanted to calculate the percentage error, so what would be that? That would be this relative error multiplied by 100. So that is the percentage error. So these are certain formulas. So now let us have a quick look at some problems. So the first problem here I'm taking is, if an error of 1% is made in measuring the side of a square, find the percentage error in its area. So we have to find what is the error in the area. So for that you should know what we are talking about. We are talking about a square and 1% error is present in the square. So if we assume that let the square has side as x. So this x represents the edge length of the given square. So what would be the area of square? Area of square A, that would simply be equal to x square, right? So now in order to calculate the percentage error, we have to calculate this dA by A into 100. So this is the percentage error in area, right? So for that, how do we obtain this quantity? Either you first calculate the derivative of A and then divide it by A, or we have some quick way to do that. How do we do that? We just take log on both sides of this expansion. So when you take log of A, that is equal to log of x square. So now if you differentiate this quantity, so now when you differentiate it, so what do you have? You have the derivative of log A as 1 by A, and then the derivative of A is dA. So this is equal to, now this power could also come in front of log using the properties of log, because log of x raised to power m, that is m log of x. So accordingly this is equal to m. So here m is 2, right? So 2, the derivative of log x is 1 by x into the derivative of x, that is dx. So we have dA by A, this is equal to 2 times dx upon x. So this expression we have obtained. So now we can also in order to calculate this percentage error, we can multiply this by 100, right? So we will have dA by A into 100, this is equal to 2 into dx by x into 100, no problem. Now what is this thing? This is the percentage error. This is the percentage error in A, in area, and this is the percentage error in side of the square. Now we are given the percentage error in the side of the square, that is given to be 1%. So that means this is equal to 2%. The percentage error is equal to 2%. So this is our answer. So let's move on to next question, next problem. So the problem is given to be, the radius of a square, the radius of a square is found to be 10 centimeter with a possible error of 0.02 centimeter. So what is the relative error in computing the volume. This is the question. So now that means whenever they are measuring the radius of the sphere, not square, this is sphere, obviously that is not square. You cannot measure the radius of a square. So the radius of a sphere is found to be 10 centimeter with a possible error of 0.02 centimeter. So suppose the device you are measuring the radius is having some error of 0.02 centimeter. So that means they are asking how much error could you expect in the volume of that given sphere. So for that, first of all, you should note what is the volume of the sphere. Say, let me denote this by V. So you know what is the volume? It is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Where what is this r? This is the radius of the sphere, right? So you have this expression and you wanted to calculate the relative error. So for the relative error in V, so that means you wanted to calculate what is dV by V, this quantity. So for that, what we do, we apply log on both sides. So we will have log of 4 by 3 pi r cube. So it becomes, so now we can use the formula log of mn, that is equal to log of m plus log of n. So we will have log of V, this is equal to log of 4 by 3 plus log of pi plus log of r cube, right? So here also the power could be taken out, so it would be log of V is equal to log of 4 by 3 plus log of pi plus 3 log of r. Now we can differentiate the given expression. So how can we differentiate this? The derivative for differentiating this above expression, the derivative of log V would be 1 by V into dV. Then the derivative of log 4 by 3 would be 0. Derivative of log pi would be 0. And then the derivative of log r would be 1 by r into dr. So that means you have dV by V, that is equal to 3 times dr by r. So that means whatever is the error in relative error in the radius of the sphere, the error in the volume is obtained 3 times. Now you are given the radius as 10 centimeter, dr, the error as, this is not the relative error that is given to you in the question, but the error is given to be the absolute error. So we are given dr and not dr by r. So it is equal to 0.02 centimeter. This is given. So how can you differentiate between this, whether this is a absolute error or a relative error? Now notice that this is 0.02 centimeter. So it is available to you with the units of length. So that means this is the absolute error and not the relative error. Okay. So you now know what is r, what is dr. So we just have to compute dV by V, the relative error in V. So this would be 3 into 0.02 divided by 10. So the answer is 0.006 and without any units here. You do not put any units because this is the relative error. So this is your answer. Okay. So now let us move on to next question. The next question is about approximations. How do you approximate some given function using differentials? So using differentials, find the approximate value, of square root 298 square plus 401 square. So using differentiation, how do you find these expression? So now for that, what we can do, we can assume some function f of xy which looks similar to this one. So we can assume this to be the square root of some variable x plus some variable y. Now using because 298, this quantity is very close to 300, so we can assume our x to be 300 and dx to be 2, right? Dx to be minus 2, so that your x plus dx, this becomes 300 plus minus 2, so that becomes 298 as required, right? So this quantity would be this. And in a similar manner, we can choose y to be 400 and we can choose dy to be equal to 1, so that when you do y plus dy, this quantity becomes 400 plus 1, so this becomes 401. Okay, so this is for the notation. Now we have to approximate this value. We have to calculate what is this value. So for that, what we will do, we will compute df first. So it would be the derivative, the complete derivative of this function. So it would be del f by del x into dx plus del f by del y into dy. So we can compute the derivative. So what would be the derivative of f? That would be 1 divided by 2 square root of x square plus y square into 2x dx plus 1 divided by 2 square root of x square plus y square into 2y dy. So when you can simplify this 2 and 2 cancel, so you have x dx plus y dy divided by square root of x square plus y square. So now this is what you have. Now because your what would be your df, because your x is equal to 300, y is equal to 400, right? And your dx, that is equal to minus 2, and your dy, that is equal to 1. Therefore your df becomes 300 into minus 2 plus 400 into 1 divided by square root of x square, that means 300 square, plus y square, that is 400 square. So what is this answer? This comes out to be minus 0.4. Therefore the value of the function f of 298 and 401, this comes out to be equal to, because you know what is this expression, f of x y, f of your df, that is equal to f of x plus dx y plus dy minus f of x comma y. So according to this, we want this quantity, so that means you will have this as df minus f of x comma y. So that means what is your df? Df is your minus 0.4, and what is your del of x, f of x comma y? So that is the function's value evaluated at the point 300 and 400. So this comes out to be so here it should be plus, right? Yes. So it comes out to be square root of 300 square plus 400 square. So the final answer is 499.6. So this is how you calculate the function's value at the point 298 using the partial differentiation. So if you have any doubts, you can ask now.